Oh my goodness. Hello. The top of the hour came quickly. I was looking at all of the wonderful chats we have here. And so it's very nice to, of course, it's wonderful to have folks from Foothill Ranch here in Southern California, from the West Virginia area. We have Sweden. We have the south of France, South Wales. Fantastic. Hello, Marvin, and welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're new, of course, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Always nice to see our old friends. Cosmic Dancer is here. Wonderful. Jeanette, hello. Good to see you in North Carolina. Rivka, all the way from Jerusalem. And Kelly is here. We have so many wonderful folks. Glasgow. Oh, a Glaswegian is here. That's fantastic. Well, I am going to, and of course, Fire Island, New York. It wouldn't be complete if it weren't with Fire Island. And New York City, my favorite city in the world. Glad to have you here. I'm an Upper West Side guy, but I'll take anything in the city. Hang on, I'm just getting my little cord here so it doesn't fall down constantly. Texas, I was just there this week. I was in Dallas. Got off the plane, got out of the airport. Blast furnace. Whoa, hot, hot stuff. Different hot than out here. It's wide open hot. Had a great time. Lovely people there. Hello, Shirley, my old friend Shirley. Good to have you here from my days at the meditation studio. Hillary, Chicago. Good to have you here too. How are the Cubbies doing this year? Um, if you've never heard it before, I strongly suggest Stephen Goodman's "A Dying Cubs Fan's Last Request." Fantastic song. And Joel is here, DJ Joel, or J Rock, as we call him. And another Texan. Fantastic. Good to have you. And Arizona. All right. Well, let's get started, shall we? First of all, just a little bit about what we do here. This is sponsored by the Mindful Living Collective at the Center for Mindful Living. This was founded maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. I'm not really sure now, by Elisha Goldstein and Stephanie Goldstein, the doctors Goldstein. And as soon as they formed it and let me know about it, I said, "What can I do to help?" And this was one of the things that I do here to help. I volunteer every third Sunday to lead these practices. And so all of us here, all of the teachers who do this on Sunday in this community practice, do this on a volunteer basis. However, if you are interested in offerings to the Center for Mindful Living, which helps with things like scholarships for all their many programs and so forth, you can go to this site here. And I think it's also embedded in the YouTube and Facebook page. But if you're interested, you can go to that site. And if you're interested in donating whatever amount you can, it's always welcome. So today, don't ask. Love Steve Goodman, though. Don't ask about the Cubbies. Okay, I won't. How's that prevailing 30-mile-an-hour southwest wind going? But the real reason I'm here, of course, is to lead a meditation, right? And I usually have a theme. We always do, I think. And the theme today I came up with was it's all included. There is nothing outside of our practice. When we are engaged in a meditation practice, it's very easy for us to engage with things like sounds or thoughts or physical sensations or emotions, whatever it might be, as being something outside the practice. We often say, "I got distracted by a sound," or "I got distracted by some discomfort in my shoulder," or a thought. There are no distractions. There are no distractions in a meditation practice. They are all included because it's not something where we have this experience in this little container and then there are things outside it that are going on and they take us out of the container and into these other realms. It's all in the uh, it's all in the container. See, it's just like this thing, whatever this is called. I can never remember. Anyway, it goes like this. It's all in here. It's not just in here and then outside. When we engage in our meditation practice in this way, where everything is included, there are no distractions, this can help us in our daily life as well, because things are going to happen, some things that we like, and some things that we don't like. It's just going to happen. And that's going to happen in our meditation practice too. And especially when the things happen that we don't like maybe there's a thought, a recurring thought that has difficulty with it, some thought about the future or the past or whatever it might be. Or again, maybe it's a sound that our mind doesn't like. It really is created in the mind, by the way, likes and dislikes. The sound is just a vibration in the air. There's nothing to like or not like. It's not good or bad. It's just a sound. When we exclude or try to exclude that, then that is called aversion. Aversion, aversion. I don't like this. I have an adverse experience toward that. This happens in our daily life as well. Things happen that we don't like, and so we try to exclude them. I don't like that. I want to get rid of it. Rather than doing that, include it in your practice. Include the sound and include the mental reaction you might be having to the sound, the liking, the not liking. Maybe there's an emotional quality that comes along with those thoughts. It could be anger, frustration, something on that spectrum, whatever it might be, including everything in your practice. So we can then expand that into our daily life and include everything that happens in our daily life simply as part of our daily life practice. In other words, this is not a discrete experience in your day. This is not something where we start and stop and then we're done with it. We get up off the cushion or off the sofa and we leave it behind. Take it with you. Take your cushion on your path. Include whatever happens in your life. Notice it. Notice the reactions rather than seeing it as something I got to get rid of. All right. It all becomes clear in the meditation practice. So I think we should do that next, don't you? Yeah, I think so too. Thank you. All right. So finding for yourself a way to be comfortable, a way where you feel nurtured, maybe held, uh, safe, resourced. Maybe you're lying down, maybe you're sitting in a sofa, maybe you're on a bed, maybe you're on a cushion. It doesn't matter. And feel free, of course, to change that position anytime you need to. I often do these practices with my eyes closed. However, if you need to leave them open or if you need to open them at any time, go ahead. And of course, if anything becomes really difficult, overwhelming, something like that, know that you have exits. You can sort of back away from the practice, let the eyes open, or touch what your hands might be feeling on your legs, or rub your hands together, whatever it might be, so that you can sort of exit a little bit from the practice. And then if you can, you come back into it. And this is called titration. We titrate. We go out, we come back in when we feel better. And it isn't about doing it one way or about doing it well. It isn't about a good practice or a bad practice. It's just including whatever's here. Okay, so let's start. And so letting the sound of this bell invite us into a kind of sense of deepening into our experience, whatever it is right now. The purpose of these practices is not to get somewhere. It's not to achieve a destination or a particular state or feeling. The invitation is to deepen into what is happening right here and right now, including the pleasant or the unpleasant experiences. Maybe the body is relaxed, at ease. Maybe the body is restless, fidgety. Maybe there's a sense of urgency to get going. I'm wasting time. Maybe there's just a sense of groundedness. Whatever it might be, it's all included. Nothing is outside the practice. And in this way, you can never become distracted. So here is the body, and it is actually here. It is in this moment in which this body exists, and it is in this moment in which we can feel the experience of being in this body. If I am feeling what my body is touching, what I'm sitting on or lying on, or the feeling of the clothing on my skin or the air, if I'm feeling this, I am present. This is mindfulness, knowing that this is happening while it's happening. And if it's comfortable for you, you can deepen, moving perhaps into the body and feeling, is the body tired, or is the body raring to go, kind of speedy? Are there areas of tightness or tension? You can also notice the body is breathing. If it's comfortable for you to do so, you can become curious about and interested in and even fascinated by this experience of breathing. If this is not comfortable for you, you can switch your attention to whatever your hands might be touching. In either case, you are present. If I'm feeling the body breathing, if I'm feeling what my hands are touching, I am present. I am mindful. This is how I know, by knowing that I'm feeling these things. And of course, sooner or later, a thought or a series of thoughts will eventually draw our attention away from the sensations of breathing or the hands. And for a while, we may become quite caught up in these thoughts. And again, this is not separate from the practice. You have not been distracted from the practice. This drifting, wandering mind is just a part of the practice itself. Eventually, of course, we wake up and we become aware that our attention has drifted. That is the moment in which the practice is realized. This is the moment of waking up. This is the moment of becoming mindful. And in that moment of becoming mindful, you have an energy, a mindful energy that you can deploy, you can direct anywhere you want. You could look back on the thoughts you were having and notice where your mind went, being interested in that. Or perhaps you could turn your attention toward the body. Notice how the thought feels in the body, what sensations or emotions accompanied that thought. Eventually, of course, you could invite that mindful awareness back to home base, back to your sensations of breathing or hands, until, of course, you notice again that you have drifted. And that's okay because remember, it's part of the practice. There are no distractions. And so continuing with our practice in this way, including everything that arises, And as we continue, it can always be useful to remember that the purpose of these practices is not to feel the body breathing or to feel the weight of your hands in your lap. The point of these practices is to notice when you're not aware of these things, when you have slipped into automatic pilot mode, which is so easy. The mind does it all the time. And isn't it great that we have autopilot? That way we can tie our shoes or brush our teeth or send a text and we don't have to think about it. However, the purpose of these practices is to notice also that automatic pilot mode creates automatic and habitual reactions toward experiences, such as aversion towards sounds or unpleasant physical sensations, and the automatic and habitual thought patterns that might arise from something like that. Now, when we notice these things, we are mindful. And this teaches us that at any time when we are having an automatic or habitual reaction towards some experience, we can become mindful and we can change that to a mindful reaction, a mindful response rather than an automatic reaction. And so we'll continue in silence until the conclusion of our practice. And as we approach the conclusion of our practice, perhaps setting a gentle, kind intention to notice when there is an automatic or habitual reaction taking place whenever you can, not holding yourself to a standard of perfection, but just whenever you notice or remember. And as soon as you notice you're having this habitual and automatic reaction towards something, just like in our meditation practice, you've stepped out of autopilot. Now you're mindful, and that reaction has actually stopped. The thoughts that were powering that reaction have lost their power. And now you have a space in which to engage in mindful choice. Maybe just to take a breath. Maybe to simply say, wow, look at that automatic reaction. Including everything in your practice, because nothing is excluded. And of course, taking all the time you need in whatever way works for you to transition from our practice, stretching, getting a drink, or maybe even continuing practicing. If something interesting is going on, the instruction is to the conclusion of the practice is really simply a suggestion. Uh, just a reminder that we have a daily meditation that I've been offering now for, uh, I guess, around 125, 126 consecutive weeks now since the start of the pandemic. March 17th, 2020 was our first session. And so we've been going strong Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. And it's a Zoom practice, but of course, cameras are always optional. If you're interested, just write me at the email address here that you see underneath my face, and I will be happy to send you the link and other information about it. That's 8 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. Every Friday we have loving kindness practice too, so that's kind of fun. Hello, Richard. Good to see you. And Susan, thank you. Gwen, hi, down in Atlanta. And Donna, my old friend up here in Altadena. And thank you, Joel Hobermansphere. Yes, yes, yes. I love Brenda from Slower, Lower Delaware. It's slower in Lower Delaware. And yes, from Netanya, Israel. Hello. A couple of folks from Israel today. Jasmine, or is it Hazmeen? I think it might be Hazmeen from British Columbia. Hi. Okay. So, anyone noticed in the practice or any questions? Hi, Jane. Any questions that you might want to ask? I'm happy to respond, chat something in. Hello, Heather. Good to see you too. Hi. Um, thank you, Brenda, for that. And Stephanie, what a grandma. Of course I know. I know who what a grandma is up in Morro Bay, hanging out. In Morro Bay. Got it. Got it. And Rachel, hello. Rachel's good to see you there. And IH, I'm not sure who that is, but welcome. Good to have you. By the way, Rachel is for our what we call the COVIDian Sangha. This is the group that I was talking about Monday through Friday. Rachel is the person who moderates, runs basically our Facebook page. We have a very private Facebook account. If you start coming to the meditations, you can come to there. It's the Bodhi Leaves um, Facebook page, and we record sessions. We put them up there. People post resources and news about their lives and so forth. And you will not be bombarded by ads. Thank you, Dina. Hearts back to you too. All righty. So, anything? Everybody okay? Want to go about your business? Want to go back to your Sunday? Should I release you on your own recognizance, as they say? Somewhere. I don't even know what that means. Release me on my own. It means I'll recognize you if I see you. I hope someday I get to see you. That would be really great. So stay tuned. There may be an in-person gathering coming up for our COVIDian Sangha here in the South South Pasadena area. All right. Yeah. So watch your reactions. Expect to have them. Yeah, it isn't that we shouldn't have them. So mind the judgments too, the self-criticism. Oh, I know I shouldn't react that way. That's included too. And as soon as you notice, oh, I'm judging myself, you stop judging yourself. As soon as you call out the experience you're having, really that experience stops and it makes the way and creates space for something more responsive in the mindfulness realm. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to let you go. Good to see you again. Uh, I'll be back next month. You know, as we used to say in Kansas, God willing, and the creek don't rise. So thank you so much. Oh, power. Okay. I appreciate that thoughts power our reactions. Yes, they do. Um, and when we notice the thoughts, they lose their power. They're like bullies. Okay. And you know, bullies, if you call out a bully, they tend to like run away. The thoughts do that too. If you go, hey, you're a thought, they go, ooh, and they're gone, right? Mine do. Mine actually make that noise. When I say you're a thought, I can hear them. Can you hear them? Okay. It's okay. It's okay if you don't hear them. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Mwah, love you all. See you soon. My thanks to Elisha and Stephanie and Valerie and everybody at the Center for Mindful Living. See you next month. Bye for now. Hi, Ellie.